Every person with joint pain has a moment when they realize something is seriously wrong. Sometimes it's when you bend to pick up a dropped key, and your knee suddenly feels like it's filled with broken glass. Sometimes it's waking up in the morning, feeling like your spine was replaced overnight with rusty metal parts. And sometimes it's the deep, slow ache in your fingers that makes opening a jar feel like climbing a mountain. But the strangest moment for me wasn't any of that. It happened the day I learned that your joints actually have receptors for bile. The stuff you normally think only lives in your liver and gallbladder. When I learned this, I thought, why on earth would joints have receptors for bile? And what does this have to do with pain? That question led me down a rabbit hole, one that revealed a brand new connection between your gut, your microbiome, and your joints. A connection almost no one talks about, but that completely changes how we understand arthritis, joint pain, swelling, stiffness, and even cartilage breakdown. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 7 worst foods for joint pain. Most people eat at least 3 every day. The 8 best foods to rebuild joint health and reverse inflammation, and the surprising cellular machinery inside your joints that controls inflammation. But this isn't another avoid sugar, eat vegetables video. You're about to learn something deeper, the real biological reason why foods cause inflammation. And once you understand that, you can control your pain instead of feeling like it controls you. Chondrocytes. Think of chondrocytes like tiny engineers living inside your joints. Their job: repair cartilage, rebuild collagen, maintain joint lubrication, prevent inflammation. But what shocked me was learning what controls these tiny engineers. Inside every chondrocyte is a structure called the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER. If you've never heard of it, imagine this. The ER is like a factory assembly line that folds proteins into the correct shapes. If proteins are folded incorrectly, they don't work. It's like folding a paper airplane wrong. It simply won't fly. When this folding process goes wrong, the ER becomes stressed. ER stress, inflammation, cartilage damage, joint pain. And most people never learn what causes ER stress. But you're about to. While studying chondrocytes, I found something unexpected in scientific papers. Your joints have receptors for bile salts. Why would bile, which we usually think belongs in the digestive tract, have anything to do with your knees, hips, or fingers? So I dug deeper. What I found changed the way I understand joint pain forever. Your body has 2 types of bile: primary bile, made by your liver; secondary bile, modified by your gut microbes. And this second type, the one made by your gut bacteria, acts like a powerful anti-inflammatory hormone throughout your entire body, including joints, cartilage, connective tissue, even your immune pathways. This means your microbiome is directly controlling your joint inflammation. And now, think about this. Millions of people lose their gut microbes through antibiotics, poor diet, low-fiber lifestyle, low-fat diets, artificial ingredients. Then suddenly, they start having mystery joint pain. Now we know exactly why. There's a special bile compound known as TUDCA. You may have heard of it, but here's what almost nobody knows. TUDCA reduces ER stress inside chondrocytes. This means it helps restore protein folding, protect cartilage cells, reduce inflammatory signaling, prevent calcium buildup. So the gut, bile, joint connection isn't just theory, it's a full biological pathway. Without enough healthy bile, ER stress goes up. Mitochondrial damage starts calcium deposits, form cartilage. Breaks down, inflammation spreads, pain increases. This is why so many people who have gallbladder removal, low-fat diets, vegan diets, without taurine, chronic gut dysbiosis.
Your joints literally depend on a healthy gut. Here's why. If I'm low on vitamin K2, calcium doesn't stay in my bones, it drifts into the wrong places. Joints, arteries, cartilage, spine, soft tissues. That's how bone spurs, stiff knees, calcified tendons, hard deposits show up. K2 is like traffic control, sending calcium into bone where it belongs. Add one more layer. My ER, the cellular factory that folds proteins, also stores calcium. Too much calcium inside cells raises ER stress, which turns up inflammation. For osteoarthritis, that inflammation often comes from wear and tear plus a cranky gut. But with rheumatoid arthritis, the immune system is misfiring at the joints. Here, vitamin D is the strongest natural regulator of autoimmune inflammation. Dose matters. Tiny doses barely move the needle. Therapeutic doses can calm inflammatory signaling, especially when paired with magnesium zinc K2. Always personalize dosing with a clinician. Now, the food countdown. 7 culprits that hit the systems we've talked about. ER folding, microbiome health, bile production, calcium placement, immune regulation. 1. Emulsifiers like polysorbate 80-CMC, common in creamy dressings, sauces, ice cream, disrupt the microbiome and reduce beneficial bile metabolites. 1. Low-fat, ultra-processed eating. Less fat means sluggish gallbladder flow, stagnation, thicker bile, and a grumpy gut. 1. Refined seed oils. Canola, soybean, corn, cottonseed, especially when heated, oxidize and stress cell membranes and the ER. 1. Artificial sweeteners. Sucralose, saccharin, shift gut bugs toward inflammation. 1. Carrageenan, excess, gums. Thickeners that can irritate the gut lining. 1. Protein isolates processed with hexane, like some soy isolates, bring solvent baggage and low taurine support for bile. 1. Refined sugars, flours, feed the wrong microbes, spike insulin, and amplify inflammatory cascades. Simple fixes. Prioritize K2 foods, natto-aged cheeses, egg yolks, optimize vitamin D with magnesium zinc K2, eat fiber-rich plants, fermented foods, and cook with stable fats. Healthy gut, calmer immune system, happier joints.
HFCS overloads the liver, cranks out fat, wrecks bile quality, and turns up inflammatory signals like a broken fire alarm. Now the good news, I can stack wins that feed my joints instead of the flames. Here's the plan. 1. Fermented foods. Sauerkraut, kefir, kimchi, Bulgarian yogurt. These rebuild microbiome diversity. More helpful bugs means better secondary bile acids that calm inflammation. 1. Healthy fats. Extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed butter, avocado oil, fatty fish, grass-fed cheese. They support bile flow, cell membranes, and steady inflammation control. 1. Vitamin D-rich foods. Cod liver, salmon, sardines. If sunlight is limited, I supplement. Vitamin D helps modulate immune fire in sore joints. 1. Omega-3s. From fish oil or cod liver oil. They compete with pro-inflammatory fats and nudge joints toward calm. 1. Sulfur-rich vegetables. Onions, garlic, cabbage, broccoli. Sulfur supports cartilage building blocks and detox pathways that keep bile working. 1. Bone broth or collagen. Most people get almost none, yet joints are 30–35% collagen. Broth and collagen powders deliver the exact amino acids cartilage craves. 1. Vitamin K2 foods, grass-fed dairy, pastured egg yolks, natto. K2 helps direct calcium to bones, away from places it doesn't belong. 1. Keep iron in check. Excess iron drives oxidation and inflammation. I avoid cooking in iron skillets and skip iron supplements unless prescribed. When you understand the system, it clicks. Gut microbes make secondary bile. Bile reduces ER stress. The ER regulates inflammation and cartilage repair. Vitamin K2 guides calcium. Vitamin D tunes immune activity. Diet steers the microbiome and bile quality. Joint pain was never just aging, it's biology. So I stack small wins, a forkful of kraut, a drizzle of olive oil, a cup of broth, a walk in the sun,